This is that lawnmower I got that you saw in my shorts. This was posted for free on a local buy nothing site, so it wasn't far from where I live. Apparently, there was left with the free sign. Maybe it was going to be for sale at a yard sale for 30 bucks. It is broken. So obviously there's no brake cable. I just zip tied this for now so I could spin the engine. Let's see if I can pull the recoil. Oops. It's got compression. Feels like a lot of it. So this thing is filthy. So I'm gonna go just shoot some carb spray into the carburetor or spark plug hole and see if it'll turn over, or make sure I have spark, and we'll go from there. Okay. Primer bowl still feels good. I did check, there is oil in it. It needs to be changed. Let's take a look at this air filter. This was left outside. Not bad, actually. It still feels, it's not deteriorating. It could use a service. It's got some spiders. This thing was left outside. Let's see if this thing will turn over, and let's see if there's any gas in here. There's something that resembles liquid in it. I can't tell if it smells like gas, but the tank needs to be cleaned out. Probably water. So let's go take this outside and see if it fires with some carb spray. That tells me we got compression, and I need to clean out the fuel system and put a new pull cord in this, and try to rig something up for a blade brake cable. I've got a few around somewhere. I'm gonna go ahead and give this thing a bath, just with a hose. So yeah, I may pull out the first. Okay, I just power washed it. It's still drying off. I'll probably have to clean it again with some better stuff. I just did a quick wash. Anyway, since we know we gotta clean out the fuel system and do the recoil, let's first work on the fuel system first. So to get on these, it's a 3/8 here, and this is a half or 3/8. Most of the time it's a half. Huh. So we got that bolt off. Now, if you get one of these where this bolt's not on here, check your intake pipe, because I've seen cases where this thing would shake and it would crack the intake pipe, and you have to replace it because it went wrong. So not enough torque for the drill, so gonna have to use ratchet. So once you get it this way, these things are very easy to work on. They don't make them anymore, unfortunately. Really the only thing that's have problem with these is this diaphragm goes bad. So you gently pull this out and undo the one linkage. Now you see this sometimes sticks to the block or sometimes stays in here. It's supposed to stay in here. If it doesn't, look at the block. And if it's on the block, you need to take it and put it in here. So I'm gonna have to clean this out some more, as you can see. I'm glad I didn't do much further, because you look in here, see that bright light at the bottom? That's a hole in the gas tank. So this thing's, it was leaking gas. I've got a couple of these gas tanks like this around, so let me go grab one. In my box of these gas tanks, I keep these these plastic carburetors and gas tanks along with the lids for them. I've got two. This one is dirty inside. This one's a lot cleaner. So I'm gonna go with this one, and I'm gonna have to take off everything and then put it back, put it back on. So basically, what I did on the other one, waste. This one with the hole in it is scrap metal now. What I'm gonna do is this one that I had in this box of spare parts, I'm just gonna use this carburetor. I know it needs a primer, which I was gonna change anyway. So this one looks to be cleaner, I think. And maybe just a brief rinse off. But this gas tank I'm gonna have to clean again. I have a bunch of these old diaphragms that I've saved throughout the years. This one looks to be the best, so I'm gonna use this one. It's already stuck together. Normally it's diaphragm first, then the gasket. So this is that carburetor I had. Should be clean. I was just checking it, but I need to put a new primer bulb on it. I'll show you how to do that. I've got one right here. So first we're going to put this on, and then we'll put the primer bulb on. So to do this, what I like to do is just hold this and then kind of slide it down, straight down. Then you take the screws and you line up, try to line up two of them, like one on one side, one on the other side, and then you can fit the other ones in. Just tighten them down. You just at the end, you just tighten them down, alternating sides in a like that one's loose, in a side-to-side pattern. Do not use an impact, because you can strip these out. It's metal bolts going into an aluminum tank. So there. Just put the primer in. We're gonna, this will be I'll make a good short out of this. This is all clean in here already. You take the primer and the bulb, with the new retaining clip, you put it in, aligning these tabs to the tabs on either side. Normally when you take these out, you ruin them. So you get them in like that. You can take a screwdriver, a flathead, be very careful not to pierce the rubber of the primer, to kind of just push it in a little bit. Then you can take a 18mm socket and you can push this in. That'll get it in most of the way. And then you need to push it in a little bit more with so the retaining clips clip in with your flathead screwdriver. So once you get it in like this, it should look like this. Now I had to, after I pushed it in with the socket, wherever it went to, yeah, here it is. I still had to push it in a little bit more. So what I did was I gently pushed it in on either side, back and forth, and sometimes even pushed it in right there, being really careful because you don't want to pierce that, until you heard these retaining clips clip in place here. And that's working. Now we got to put this carburetor tank back on the engine. Oh, so you take the linkage, you snap it in like that, and then we stick the intake on, and then we put in 3/8 bolt here. Just gonna start. I forgot to attach the breather, so not too bad. At least I didn't have the bolts sink down. So, except that's bad. The retaining clip and O-ring came out. So, O-ring first. Then retaining clip. Believe, yeah. I believe that's how it goes. Anyway, try this again. I'm gonna put the gas tank on. Gas cap on. Make sure that it's got that gasket there, otherwise it won't vent. Okay. Now we put the linkage on. Like so. That's how it goes. And then you have to put the breather on at the same time. You push this in. You getting that? Yeah. And you align this bolt to start it. Now we got to put the 1/2" bolt on here. Just gotta make sure it's tight enough. Okay, we should be ready to put some gas in this and see if it'll run. So, with the new gas tank, new primer, it's a different carburetor, but the other one I could have used too. I just didn't. I just felt like using this one because I didn't have to take the primer bulb out of the other one. And if it runs, fine. I'll change the oil, change the string, and I'll see about a bail cable. If I get it running, the only way I can shut it off is with pull the plug or a screwdriver to trip the short out the coil. So it's priming. shorten out the safety here. So it runs. The blade seems to be out of balance or is bent. I didn't think there was a bent shaft, but we'll see. Okay, it's a bit later. I had to go through and put in another diaphragm because the one I used when I had was flooding it out. So I had another one I tried. That one worked better. So here we go. Got it all back together. Still got to change the oil. I have sharpened the blade, balanced as best I can. I have to change the oil and redo the recoil. This is that Weedeater. This will be probably the last look at this. I have tried as best I can to find a cable that I have that'll fit it. I don't have any, so I'm gonna have to order one. But everything I did to this, changed the gas tank to one that didn't have a hole in it, cleaned the carburetor, put a new primer bulb, put a new pull rope, sharpened the blade, and balanced it, and changed the oil. So this is a 22-inch Weedeater. For those of you who want to see the model number, you can zoom in on that. So this is the last start of this. Again, this was a curbside freebie one, and I'm glad I had a lot of the parts. So either I saved them or I just had extras around. So. So that's how I have to stop it now, since I zip tied it and I used to use a screwdriver to make it think that it shorted it out. So later, tubes.